Looking for two more right here. Let's check in again with Craig Sager. Craig.
Well, Marv, Stevie Wonder very happy now. He doesn't have to listen to Ron Taylor nonstop giving an impersonation of you. He does have his IFB on right now, and he's hearing the real voice of the NBA. So Stevie's getting the play-by-play from our TNT broadcast. And he's
welcome to the telecast, Stevie. All right.
Nice to have Steve part of the audience, yes.
This might be the first time we have Stevie Wonder and Stevie Wonders in the same building.
I was wondering if he was ever going to get the earphones.
It's an emotional moment for me.
Question is, after a couple of minutes, he may really take them off and say, Ron, why don't you pick up where you left off before?
I feel bad for Ron, who usually is describing matters for Steve.
Meanwhile, Kobe with 37 now, all-time All-Star scoring record, 42. I think that record may be going down. Wilt Chamberlain, right? Is that right, Reggie?
Wilt Chamberlain.
Bryant, nice pass to Durant. Just under 6.5 remaining in this fourth quarter. The West with a 134-118 lead. Backcourt now of Rose and Johnson. Stoudemire with James and Howard up front. Amari Stoudemire has 24 points.
That's what makes him so difficult, that size and strength, and being able to face up most power forwards. Puts him in an awkward position.
Durant trying to put a move on Stoudemire. Here is Gasol. That was a three-point attempt. Back comes James. LeBron on the move. Oh, and he puts it down. LeBron James picking up steam. He has 22 points, 10 rebounds, and 8 assists.
That was Charles Barkley-like right there. They might be the only two guys who have ever possessed that kind of combination of speed and power.
Bryant is tied up. Nice play. So they call for a jump ball.
Well, this is my good friend Steve Kerr when he was a senior at Palisades High, leading the fast break all the time. LeBron James getting it done in the open floor.
Exactly like I did at Palisades High. You're right, Reg.
I have a question that I want answered by the end of the night. How many celebrities are at this game right now? A-list.
Well, there's our lead-in from Blake Griffin, continuing with some familiar faces. Yes, the Hollywood portion of our program is producer Brian Grazer. Academy Award-winning actor Forrest Whitaker. George Lopez of TBS. Steven Tyler of Aerosmith and now with American Idol. And Piers Morgan of CNN. And NBA Commissioner David Stern taking in all the action. David in his 27th season as NBA Commissioner, taking over Larry O'Brien back in 1984. Incidentally, one-time NFL Commissioner Pete Rozelle holds the record for longevity. Nearly 30 years of that position. Busy weekend for they'll either jump it again, or Amari Stoudemire stepped in too soon, and he and Bob Delaney embrace each other. But very busy weekend for the commissioner. And Derek Fisher, president of the Players Association, along with Billy Hunter, the head of the union. Two sides still far apart on several issues. They're certainly concerned about a lockout, and the next step, according to Derek, according to David Stern, will be smaller meetings set up in the weeks to come. There were 30 owners in the room, along with a host of players the other day. Billy Hunter incidentally said it was somewhat amicable. Somewhat.
Yeah, well, you can be sure of one thing. Nothing will get done until there's some pressure on both sides. And there's no pressure now. There really won't be much pressure in the summer. Pressure comes when training camp starts to approach, because that's when reality sets in. That's when games are lost. Paychecks are not there.
Absolutely.
Arenas aren't filled.
That's when it starts. Retention's time, when you think about it, in two sports, you got football thinking about a work stoppage as well.
James taking to the rim, and the foul is called. Well, both of you were involved in '99 when there was a lockout, as we take another look at LeBron putting that move on.
Yeah, we missed 32 games that year. It was a 50-game season. Remember, we had back-to-back-to-backs. We had 3 games in 3 nights so that we could squeeze the schedule in before the playoffs started.
And also during that playoff season, I remember having back-to-back games in the playoffs, which has never happened before during my 18 years.
Blocked by Bosch, kept alive. Durant for 3. Gasol got a hand on it. Bryant puts the move on James. Just under 5 left in this 4th quarter. Here comes LeBron. Nice pass. Rose thought he was fouled. Bosch, yes, and the foul. So Chris Bosch will go to the line.
And LeBron James making a late push for MVP honors of his own. 25 points, 12 boards, 9 assists.
Wait a minute. You already had Kobe all in with your pen.
No,
you didn't pencil him in. Well, you used your marker.
No, I just said the guy in the British Open would be etching it in, but right now he might be slowing down a little bit.
Okay.
But look, if they catch him, I mean, it's a 7-point game now. Bosch can cut it to 6. Plenty of time left.
Plenty of time.
I can scribble the K out that I had written on the ballot.
9-0 run by the East over the last minute and a half. Darren Williams trying to put a little reverse English on that pass.
Well, you talked about LeBron. You talked about he's working on a triple-double, too.
One assist away.
Kobe, along with his 37 points, 11 rebounds, 8 on the offensive glass. The all-time all-star scoring record held by Wilt Chamberlain, as you mentioned earlier, 42 points back in 1962 as Chris Paul hits the 3. And the 42 points was actually 8 points below his season average. He averaged 50.4 per game.
You're saying he had a bad night?
Rose using glass. West up by 8, just under 4 remaining in the 4th.
And LeBron, with that assist, picks up his triple-double. Only Michael Jordan is the only other player to record a triple-double during an all-star game.
25 points, 12 rebounds, 10 assists for LeBron. Oh, what a play. Johnson took it away from Bryant. Here is Joe Johnson. Yes, and the foul.
Look at the East bench. All of a sudden, they're getting into it. They feel it. What looked like a runaway for the West is suddenly slipping away. The East playing better defense, getting after it. LeBron James, we saw his impassioned plea to his teammates, and he really kind of carried this momentum in the second half.
Johnson, an 81% free throw shooter. 13-3 run now for the East. That lead is down to 6. West has led by as many as 17. Lots of time remaining. 3 minutes, 15 seconds to go in this 4th quarter. Gasol try to go back door for Anthony.
This is a ball game now, because I'm looking at the eyes of Kobe Bryant and Chris Paul. They understand the sense of urgency that the East is coming at them with.
Johnson pulling it back on Durant. Here's Stoudemire. Had nowhere to go, but somehow found the room.
It's funny, this crowd starting to get anxious. I mean, they really do root for the home team. And they thought they had a cakewalk. All of a sudden, you're hearing the anxiety.
Oh, nice move by Paul to set it up for Gasol. Rebound, Stoudemire. Here comes LeBron. He's held by Gasol, still gets the shot off. And he'll head to the line.
See how enthusiastic Kevin Garnett is over there on the bench for the East squad. This has all been about LeBron James and his passionate plea to the East players in the conference. We got to step up our game.
It's a road game for real. It is a road game for us. We gotta get like 2 or 3 stops in a row. We get this lead, man. Come on, man. Right back in it. Hey, man, all week all they've been hearing about how more athletic, how much speed, and we all better than them. Man, we don't want to look like the older team out there. They beating us up and down the floor, jumping higher than us. Let's go.
Well, we saw this earlier, but it was worth listening to again because there is that moment in every All-Star game where both teams all of a sudden get competitive. LeBron, I thought, got his team emotionally back into the game with that speech, and you could see his teammates pick up the defense. And then, Reggie, you just pointed out the concern on Carmelo's face, on Kobe Bryant's face. You know, you can feel the tension now. It actually feels like a real game now.
Well, I think out of this timeout, too, I think Greg Popovich is probably going to put the ball in the hands of Kobe Bryant, especially at the top, and isolate him at the top of the floor where he can get to that left and try to get to the rim.